welcome back to our third episode of Successful Dating. I'm Purusha, the relationship coach. We're still in the early days of our show, filled with love adventures and readings and single interviews. And in a way, it's kind of what love is like, isn't it, in a sense? When we fall in love, everything is brand new and we do look at the world in a different way. I guess like having rose-coloured glasses and it's all perfect and we feel invincible with power and energy. But on the flip side, when the love doesn't happen or what we thought was a dream in heaven comes crashing down and all of a sudden the power of love turns into a power of dust and we can become lost and sad and lonely. And we can then become skeptical about love and start closing our hearts off to it. And in some cases, in more ways than one. Our theme is a mixed bag of love hearts, and this is a message we want to convey. So if you would like to come onto the show as a single and be interviewed, you can tell us all about yourself, your story, and what you are wanting in a relationship. If you want to know if you still suit someone or have fallen, we have a segment where we can come onto the show and have a reading with one of our expert relationship readers. Or if simply you have a question, I can answer for you. And don't be shy, we would love to hear from you. Visit the website at www.successfuldatingtv.tv. Check us out on Facebook and like us. We are in our humble beginnings, so every like goes a long way. Now guys, we are at an exciting time being the beginning of the series, and we have a fantastic news which is happening behind the scenes. And you can guess what it is, but I'll guess for you. We will be introducing new segments in the following episodes to come. And they are, in a word, fun-loving, and I emphasise the word fun. And that'll keep you wondering. So, in a nutshell, it's going to add an element of laughter. So stick around and stay tuned. For the viewers to take note, the show is for entertainment purposes only, and you must be at least 18 years old to come onto the show. I think it's caller time now, isn't it, people? So let's see what our callers have to say.
Hi, I've been dating my partner for a few years now and our relationship's just getting a bit monotonous and boring. I'm just wondering how I can spice things up and make them interesting again.
Okay. Well, thanks for that. That's an interesting question. Well, the thing about relationships as opposed to just sex is that a relationship is not just about the physical aspects. Although I'm sure it's like the fun aspects, but it's not the whole aspects. It's about the whole thing, the emotional, mental and physical. And a relationship that is based on a few connections can be of great benefit. I don't know the circumstances surrounding your relationship, and it's hard to offer a cut and dry answer, but the best relationships that remain strong and grow are the ones that have a mutual understanding. The individuals complement one another and there is a strong stimulation, not just in the bedroom, but a stimulation of the mind or a connection on the heart level. Continuous interest in a relationship. It's not just about working or working on the relationship. It's about the dynamics of the two people together and if it's working and how it's working. So it's a bit of something to think about. Okay. All right, second caller.
Hi, I have trust issues. How can I move past this so I can start dating?
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Look, I'm sorry to hear about the trust issues. It's hard, isn't it, when the trust has been broken and we can feel somewhat like we're starting to clam up and close up our hearts. There are a few things you can do to help this process, and again, a process is never a quick fix. It's not overnight or even weeks, especially if it was deep. It's something that takes time. Whoever broke your trust, have it out with them, big time. And I don't mean have it out in a violent aspect, but make it clear to them if you're getting things off your chest and let them know what they did was wrong and sought after some sort of acknowledgement. Sometimes the ones that do the most damage and walk away are at the end of the day cowards. So the biggest and hardest thing to do of all time is to let the anger and pain go. And yes, it's bloody hard. But by letting whatever it is you are holding on to go means you are free to move on, and in a sense comes freedom of the heart. A heart that soars like an eagle is one that takes giant steps. So, okay guys, so thanks for the callers. We're off to a break, so grab yourself a cup of tea or a coffee or a drink or something, and when we return we will have a single interview with a lovely blonde-haired angel that can shed some light on her side of the world about the pitfalls and promises. Probably sounding a bit serious here, aren't I? And all the juicy details of her life as a single. So stay with us and we'll see you soon.
Are you ready? Said, are you ready now? Are you ready? Said, are you ready now?
For those of you that have just joined our show, we have a special guest that I'll be interviewing. She has a bit of an interesting story to tell about the joys of being single. It's interesting, isn't it, you know, to know about how being single starts and what happens and the pitfalls and promises. So, Bianca, tell me all about it.
I like it in a way. Means I can have more freedom, sort of do what I want to do, kind of live for what I want to live for a little bit, find myself. But at the same time, it's lonely. Yeah, it gets lonely.
There's like two sides of the story, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just a question, only because I've heard those two things, like you get to do what you want to do, but then it's lonely. So what do you want to do? Like, oh, what are you doing? Like, what's the Bianca thing?
Be me, be free. So basically, I guess when you're knuckled down modelling and things like that, sort of lingerie and stuff like that, you can't really do. So that's something that I kind of really wanted to get into and have got into.
Yeah.
I guess I just wanted to get out there more, you know, like things like this, and get out the door and do something that's just a bit different rather than be at home and, I don't know.
Twiddle your thumbs.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So you've got the dynamic side of yourself.
Yeah.
How is that going, the modelling?
Good, yeah, good, yeah. Slowly getting there.
Well, you've certainly got the body for it.
Oh, just.
Size 6 or something, are you?
From a 4 to a 6, yeah.
4 to a 6.
But
I don't
it's
even.
too skinny. No, so it's not good though.
You're like model size.
Yeah, but I think they expect too much though. It'd be better if I could have a little bit more beef.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not have to worry so much about being prim and proper and stuff. Yeah.
Now, just like on the loneliness side, is it sort of more when you're in the quiet zone and you think, you know, I really would like to be with someone? Like how?
Just want to share my life with someone.
With someone.
Yeah. So I've got, probably know, I've got a daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's 5 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to share my life with someone, enjoy the good things. So maybe they can enjoy this sort of stuff with me as well.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you do when you're in a relationship, you share your life together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, and I've got to say also on the show that there's all these preconceptions that when you have a kid, like your body just, you know, goes, but you look like you're in top-notch style.
You just have to maintain it.
Yeah. So look, there you go. Like without even looking at yourself, I'd just be thinking that, you know, you just maintain your sport and exercise and activity and stuff. So even looking at you don't even look like, you know, you would have had a child. So there you go, guys. That actually goes to show that we've got living proof on air that's not really scripted, and she doesn't have a trainer behind her, I'm gathering.
No.
That you're all just, you know, yourself and getting along in the world. That's great.
Yeah.
How long have you been single for?
Go 3 years almost.
Wow.
Yeah. So daughter's dad was sort of the last really real thing. I had something sort of in between, but
Didn't really last? Wasn't good?
You can care and you can care and you can, I don't know, maybe fall in love with the person. But I guess you have to sort of communicate, get along very well, and if there's just no communication, nothing's going to work, and that's what happened. We just couldn't really get along for the life of us. Sad.
So the gelling just didn't happen. It wasn't really a good match.
We had this passion and things like that. Just there was no relationship, no conversation, no, you know, you can't go out for the night and enjoy it and have a good time. Like it was a competition of who could kind of be better. I guess doing this, you know, I wanted to sort of, I don't know, get out in the world, and he wasn't happy with that.
So that's interesting, isn't it? Because, you know, like relationships, you can have the passion, but but you need everything else to go with it. And then if you don't have everything, it can just sort of fall to pieces.
It does,
and, and I guess, you know, that's one thing about relationships. It's like you can have all the fun, lovey-dovey stuff, but you know, that's just like the show, isn't it? It's like sort of, that's the glamour, that's the, you know, look at me, I look fantastic and cool and stuff. But then you've got the behind the scenes, what happens when the glamour's gone? you know, you need to wind down and stuff. So
We're all going to get old one day.
Yeah.
So if you can't love for the soul, then you can't love at all.
yeah,
So, yeah, old-fashioned ways.
but that's good. Old-fashioned ways are the best ways.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. You don't see
I
much
don't-
of that anymore, though.
No,
you
yeah,
don't,
and it's
no.
funny, like, you know, like you're young too. Like it's obvious that you are sort of like on the young end, but
Yeah.
I think old-fashionedness is sort of like it's a dying breed. It's like it's something that's dying, but the, you know, the old knights of the old-fashioned, you know, values and virtues, you know, they're still
Yeah.
around, but I think it needs to be reignited. And
Yeah,
I think,
definitely. Yeah. I guess
and if we
yeah.
can do that in this show, that will be a good thing, because, you know, I mean, she's a gorgeous girl, and you know, looking at her, you wouldn't really know what you're getting, but it's almost like, you know, I guess I sort of become metaphoric sometimes, where you look at a gorgeous horse on like a track, but you don't know its background,
Yeah,
and you
that's
just
right.
think, oh, you know, this is like a racehorse, but you think, well, you don't know what's behind.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about
You don't know
them.
anything, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Agree.
what do you think you're looking for in a guy? Like the 3 virtues?
I don't think there's anything in particular I'm really actually looking for. I guess you just click. If you click, you click.
Yeah.
If you don't, you don't. I don't think you should really put a label on what you want, because you're not going to be searching
You just
forever.
you feel it. So you know what you want when you find it.
Well, I'm not looking, so I'm just let it come, you know, at the right time. If it comes and I have that feeling, then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it could be as simple as getting a feeling, can't it?
Yeah,
Intuitively.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. You get
And-
along with somebody and enjoy their company a little more than you enjoy others. And
Yeah. You just
Yeah.
go along with it.
I just like old-fashioned, you know, go out on a date, go out for dinner, or
Yeah.
you know, I don't know,
No, that's
just
good.
something to sort of, I don't know, spice it all up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, old-fashioned values masked behind, you're not old-fashioned.
Yeah.
So you're definitely modern, but you got old-fashioned values. So
Yeah,
that's definitely a good thing. But no, thank you for coming on.
That's okay.
I think your insights have been, food for thought. That's probably the best way to put it. And you're right, you know, sometimes the best things in life are simple.
Yeah, that's it. They are. They're
Yeah.
quite simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good to make love simple, and I think that's a good message to convey. So, okay, so lovely meeting you, Bianca.
You
Thank
too,
you for
you too.
coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, we might even have you on if you're interested later on to do like a reading as well.
Yeah,
'Cause,
definitely.
You know, you seem to be quite of an enigmatic character.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a lot
Yeah, I
to
was quite
say.
interested. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was quite interested.
Oh,
I
that's
find this
good.
very interesting. Yeah.
It is interesting, the realms
Yeah.
of love.
But it's good though. It's something good. It offers, I don't know, offers a chance to people. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for that. We'll be coming back after the break, and stick around, and we'll see you soon.
Are you ready? Said, are you ready now? Are you ready? Said, are you ready now?
For the viewers that have just joined us, we have a guest from Melbourne who is currently in a relationship, and she's interested in knowing about whether a good match compatibility is evident. So joining us today is Miller. Hello.
Hi.
So thanks for coming along.
Oh, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it too. So we're just going to have a listen to what our reader, the numerologist Tatiana, has to say, and then after that we can just flash back to you, and then get your thoughts and feelings and whatever comes up afterwards, and we'll see how we go. So let's see what our reader has to say.
Hello, this is Tatiana here, and Miller, I have your chart in front of me. It's a very interesting chart with you and your friend. You both seem to have the same sort of sense of disconnection. There's one side of your character that feels, for you, Miller, very creative, a little bit finicky and fussy, a bit independent, a little bit on the not feeling as good about yourself as you could be. And then the other side of you is the very loving side, a little bit, let's say, loving and maybe intense and sensitive at the same time. So there's a bit of struggle that you have going between one side and the other side of you. With your friend, that same struggle is there, going from one side of his character, from but your friend is much more grounded, much more connected, but also with that split where it's a little bit of that frustration there. A very emotional sort of person, your friend, very sensitive sort of person, so it would be a good idea for both of you to maybe work with one another a little bit more. They're a little bit difficult, the charts, but there is potential there if you both listen to one another a little bit more. So I hope that's helped you, and good luck. And I hope that's given you a little bit of insight as to how the two charts work.
Now, I'm just, because I heard something there. Now, so you've got like a creative side. I'm just asking here. So can I just delve into, you've got this creative aspect of yourself and this finicky and fussy side. So yeah, tell me more about yourself. Like how do you tick? How does Mela tick?
I guess the finicky side is obviously I get the job done.
Yeah.
But then creativity unfortunately comes second. So you know, you kind of get whatever you need to get done first before you actually get to focus on exploring creativity, which isn't actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, because you sound like you've got like quite a funny aspect side to yourself, like in, you know, like in the comedy aspect, and comedy is creativity, I guess, in a respect. But like, do you just focus on like that in the workplace, and then at home you're completely different? Like, is there a complete split in the way you are, personality-wise?
You do try.
Just curious.
You do try and have that actually in every aspect of your life, but not every situation lets you.
But yeah.
Work, for example, doesn't always allow it, and you just make a bit of a fool out of yourself.
Yeah. That can happen, can't it?
Yeah.
Making a fool out of yourself.
But no, it's actually more about putting other people at ease.
Yeah.
You know, if you can just stuff around, no one else has to feel stupid for doing anything wrong.
Yeah. So, like with that reading that that was just done, you know, is there like another story that you have that's...
Well, that reading actually makes a lot of sense because I've recently come out of a relationship, and so obviously I was probably looking into something else that probably wasn't there.
Yeah.
And so for that, it makes a lot of sense what I heard there. We're not a match.
Yeah.
And that I can see that, and I probably already did see that.
Yeah.
So now it makes a lot more sense. But yeah, no, I've just recently come out of a really long-term relationship where I was married.
Yeah.
And now getting on the road to divorce. Yeah. Which is very interesting.
So in a, you know, without going into like all the personal details, you know, was that, did you guys, I mean, obviously if you're not together anymore, like maybe there wasn't like a match, but did it take a while to come to that, or was it like a natural progression, or was it like instant and then you just together because you're thinking, well, we've come this far, we might as well just go all the way?
They're great questions. But obviously, if this is a relationship show, that's really important to look into. Personally, perhaps there were problems there that I might not have seen from the beginning.
Yeah. And
if you're in a relationship and you are a loyal person, you persevere.
Yeah.
And that's about trying to see the positive that comes out of a relationship and working towards that concept. Yeah. But unfortunately for me, it was a very sudden end, very surprising sudden end.
Yeah, so unexpected.
Yeah, and I just love the fact that my divorce takes longer than my marriage in the end.
The whole rigmarole. But that's like the sad part, isn't it? The whole divorce and
it can be.
Yeah, like it's sort of a, not a death, but you know, like with death comes a new beginning, but it's like a plateau time where it's just, you don't really know what's going on and you're just waiting and hanging around.
I think I'm probably lucky. I think I have the foresight and the friendships in order to feel completely comfortable with myself and really happy about my situation. Yeah. Even if it was a surprise for me, it's actually the best thing that could have happened to me.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and so...
so you're looking at the positives.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that sudden ending, like in life and death, like as you're saying, it's actually, brought on more life and more enjoyment.
That's actually hard because, you know, like some people like end in a relationship, they can come out of it and they come out on the bad end, you know, like they dip into, you know, like a darkness and they just can't sort of bring themselves back up and they just sort of go more introverted or more closed in. But I guess the people who can sort of find light at the end of the tunnel type thing, it actually makes, it sort of like puts like it adds on another aspect of the personality, which is
People really, once they've lost something, they just think they've lost.
Yeah.
So rather than trying to focus on all the positives that they're going to gain out of that, even the experience, no matter how good or bad it was during that time, they just think they've lost something and they're not willing to look at the positive sides of it. And if you've got good friends and good family and everything like that, you can do that. Yeah. And I just think that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you behave that way anyway. You've got a, like a sort of a fun disposition, and you come across anyway as sort of in a positive light. So, everything about you is that way. Did I introduce you, I think, as the angel, or was that the girl before you? But I probably should have, because you've got the white and you've got the white. The gold in here on your hair, so it's all happening. Even your earrings. Hang on. No, that's semi-gold. But no, that's really good. I mean, there's a lot of people that come out of marriages after 2 years, and it just hits the chord, and they're just never the same again. So it takes a lot, I think, to come out of. Yeah,
it can be really damaging for some people, and that's a shame. Yeah. But I guess that's something for that person to experience. They will come out better on the other side. You can only assume and hope.
Yeah. I think we need more people like you in this world for the women, because there's a lot of women that they get sort of jilted and very. Yeah,
it's easy to get caught up. I could have been very vindictive.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and that's the easy road to go down, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's easy, guys. It's not the hard thing. It's the easy thing to be bad.
It's so much more fulfilling to be graceful.
Yeah.
Because you haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
And no one can hold anything against you in the future, and you are just yourself. And again, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic, because and I think a lot of people out there can learn from this, because even when people are 18, 17, 16, because they're sort of new to things, it sort of goes more to their ego, and then they just go, I'll just get the person back. But the harder thing is to be the better person. Being the better person is harder, but in the long run, it makes you a better person.
Oh, so, absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. So I think that's a good thing. Well, okay, guys, that just about wraps up our program and Love Adventures for today. And look, thank you for coming on.
I really enjoyed it.
All these questions and stories and mazes of love and stuff, we would like to continue. So even though I say would like to have you on next time, it still might happen, and then we can just continue on our conversation. It just might be in like another segment of the show. But no, Mila, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to say I hope to see you in the future.
Me too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So remember, if you are interested, guys, in coming onto the show as a single, or to see if you suit that love interest, or would like a relationship match reading, or any information about the show or what I do, please visit our website at www.successfuldatingtv. Now, in the next episode, we will be introducing our little segment surprise that we are sure you will love. It's a bit of fun and laughs, and we can't wait. So come and join us next time. I'm Purusha, the relationship coach. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon. Bye.